Welcome back. Today we're gonna find the best croissant in the Boston area. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and turn those notifications on. Let's go check out our first location of the day. We are at our first location, Lacan Paris. How you doing?
Good.
What do you recommend? What should we have?
I recommend the butter or the almond croissant.
But if you had to pick one.
I would go with butter.
Okay, let's do the butter. Had to get some coffee. I gotta wake up a little bit here. My cameraman needs to wake up too. I got him coffee too. Like our last video, we're gonna be letting the place decide which croissant we get to keep things fair. I'm gonna give it one overall rating based on texture, appearance, and flavor. All right, we're gonna start with a sip of our coffee to wake up. That's hot. God damn it. First bite of the day, let's go. This is my breakfast. I'm gonna give this a 7.4 out of 10. It honestly looked a lot better than it tasted. It wasn't bad by any means, but it was almost like a little bit too crispy, like it was in the oven for like a couple of minutes too long. We are at our second location, Third Cliff Cafe. Let's see what they have. How you doing?
How's it going?
Good. So we're doing a video on like the best croissant in Boston.
Okay.
What do you recommend? Like what's really good?
I would pick the guava cream cheese.
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
So they decided to give us a guava cream cheese croissant. I didn't even know that's a thing, and I kind of like it. I'm a big fan of guava, and I'm a big fan of cream cheese, so I think I'm gonna like this. All right, let's go in for our first bite. Oh wow, this is really good. I'm gonna give this a solid 8.9 out of 10. I know we have only had 2 croissants, but this blows the first one out of the water. I've never had any croissant like this. It's so different. At the end of the day, it's all about the flavor. We just arrived at our third location, Clear Flour Bread. So we're doing a video about like the best croissant in Boston. What do you recommend?
Sorry, I don't want to be filmed, but that's okay. But
Yeah, sorry for the shitty footage. Not the most camera-friendly place, let's just put it that way. The cashier recommended that we get the cheese and ham croissant, so that's what we went with. All right, let's try it. I would give this croissant a solid 6.8 out of 10. I'm not a big fan of the ham. I did like the cheese. The overall appearance of the croissant, which is very average in my opinion, probably at the bottom of my list for today so far. We've just arrived to our fourth location, Cafe Madeleine. Let's get inside. We're doing like best croissant in like the Boston area, and we're letting each place decide on the croissant. You guys decide.
I mean, I would go with the yuzu pistachio. It's one of my favorites.
And that still counts as a croissant, right?
Yeah, so it's croissant dough
Yeah.
with all these other things.
Okay, we'll do that. The pastry chef recommended this yuzu pistachio croissant pastry. Without even tasting it, that flavor combination is really interesting, and it's really pretty too. All right, let's dive in. Oh wow, this is amazing. Oh my God. Okay, this might be my new favorite. Off the bat, my rating, 9.3 out of 10. This is perfectly fluffy, it's perfectly cooked. The garnish and the decorative piping on the top is beautiful. And the flavor is just super complex and everything works insanely well together. Also a big fan of pistachios, so they got me with that. And just like super crispy on the outside, you can see this is definitely in the lead today. We have arrived at our fifth location, La Saison Bakery.
Yeah.
It's like whatever you recommend, that's what I'm gonna
The Cunyaman.
get. Yeah. How do you say it?
Cunyaman.
So the really nice lady in there recommended this cunyaman. It's basically a croissant cooked in a muffin tin. They put a little extra sugar on top and they let all the butter on the bottom pool in the middle. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty damn good. I'm going in for a bite. Okay, I'm gonna give this 9.5 out of 10. This has the most moist and dense flavor inside it. I think it's because like the entire thing is just consolidated inside a small muffin tin. You can just see that it's just fluffy. We are at our sixth location, Tate. What do you recommend?
I like the almond croissant.
All right, I'll do that. They recommended we get a almond croissant, which is the first one of today. Let's give it a try. This is a solid 6.8 out of 10. I'm gonna start with the good before the bad. The flavor is actually not bad, but the texture and the freshness of this croissant has a lot to be improved on. It's not very crispy. It tastes a little stale. There's no moisture inside the croissant at all. It's insanely dry. I wouldn't be surprised if this has been sitting for 2 days and they just served it again today. This is our last location of the day, Cafe Nero. What do you recommend for a croissant? Can you pick for me?
Okay.
So they decided to give us a multi-grain croissant. It wouldn't have been my first pick, but I can't knock it till I try it. Let's go in for the first bite. I would give this a 5 out of 10, lacking in so many different ways. I would say the only good thing about this croissant is that the texture is actually really nice, but the flavor is pretty bad. It's not really crispy at all. It's just mushy throughout the whole thing. I don't really taste any butter, that buttery flavor that I really want to taste in that inner part of the croissant. It's just not there either. Overall, this is definitely the worst one of the day, hands down. Now, before we get into our rating, I want to give a big thanks to all of you for 10K. We're on a road to 20K, and I can't get there without you guys. So please subscribe and turn those notifications on. In first place, we have La Saison, which was a 9.5 out of 10. In second place, we had Cafe Madeleine, which was a 9.3 out of 10. And in third place, ironically, Third Cafe. To conclude today's video, you just can't go wrong with your local mom and pop bakeries. So be sure to support them wherever you live. They will just always beat the big chains. Until next time, please comment below and let us know what you want us to try next. I read all the comments and I love your suggestions.